The fashion liberals, ignoring the key battle against Trump. 1. The liberal outrage over Trump's reelection. When Donald Trump secured reelection, social media exploded with outrage from self-proclaimed liberals. They posted about how democracy was in danger, how America was regressing, and how they feared for the future. However, despite their vocal anger and despair, they failed to pay attention to one of the most critical political battles that would shape the actual influence of a second Trump administration, the Republican Senate leadership election. 2. The Senate GOP leader election, the real battle against Trump. The U.S. president, especially in peacetime, has limited power compared to the legislative branch. While executive orders and appointments matter, long-term policy decisions, judicial confirmations, and funding are controlled by Congress. Within Congress, the Senate Republican leader plays a crucial role in either facilitating or obstructing a Republican president's agenda. Mitch McConnell, who had been the Republican Senate leader for years, was no fan of Trump and often worked against his interests. His successor was bound to either continue his legacy of obstruction or shift the party's stance to be more aligned with Trump. 3. The candidates who could have helped Trump. Had Rick Scott or John Cornyn won the GOP Senate leader election, the Senate leadership would have become significantly more pro-Trump. These figures were far more willing to push Trump's agenda through Congress, ensuring his policies faced less resistance. Instead, John Thune, McConnell's ideological successor, secured the position. Thune has been historically critical of Trump, making it clear that the Senate leadership would continue to check and balance Trump rather than empower him. 4. Where were the liberals, the ignored election? While liberals were lamenting Trump's reelection, they barely mentioned the GOP Senate leader election, a battle that had a massive impact on how effective Trump's second term could be. Why did they ignore it? Lack of political knowledge. Many self-proclaimed progressives focus on surface-level outrage rather than understanding the mechanics of power. They see the presidency as an omnipotent force, ignoring how Congress can limit or enable an administration. Emotional reactivity over strategic thinking. Their response to Trump was emotional, not strategic. Instead of identifying key choke points in governance, they simply raged against the election outcome. Performative politics. Their political engagement is performative rather than substantive. They express anger in public spaces, but fail to engage in discussions that actually shape political outcomes. 5. Conclusion. The fashion liberals. Those who claim to be liberal and outraged by Trump but ignored the Republican Senate leadership race are not serious political thinkers. They wear their ideology like a fashion accessory, expressing outrage when it is trendy, but failing to understand or engage with the political realities that shape governance. If you fear a Trump presidency but don't even know who the Senate GOP leader is, you are not a serious political activist. If you care about democracy but fail to follow critical power struggles within the system, you are a fashion liberal, someone who prioritizes virtue signaling over real political action. Final thought. The real battle against Trump was not just at the ballot box. It was in the power struggles within the GOP. The fact that so many so-called progressives miss this fact exposes their superficial understanding of politics.